Today we have several upperclassmen here today to share with us their experiences to help you get more comfortable for your next 4 years in high school. I'm Tiffany Chu, and here today we have...
Hi, I'm George.
Hey, I'm Claire.
I'm Carlos.
And we're all going to share to help you get more comfortable for the next 4 years in high school. So before I started high school, what my thoughts of high school was that it was going to be really scary, a whole new world since high school is way different than middle school. And since I went to a private middle school, I thought that I was not going to have a lot of friends since I did not know anyone at all. So I would like you guys to also share with me your experiences and what you thought before you started high school. So George?
Well, before I started high school, I thought it was going to be really difficult, a lot of work, because our teachers, they kind of put the fear in us. They're like, oh, you better do good here, because if you don't do good here, it's going to be worse in high school. Also, I was kind of, nervous going into it, because I didn't really know many people my freshman year. So I was kind of, a loner, I guess you could say, for the a few weeks into school, until I really started meeting people. But overall, I thought it was going to be pretty nerve-wracking.
What about you, Claire?
For me, I was also nervous. It was like a new experience because I just got used to middle school and then now I had to move on to high school, and it's just a completely new environment. And I was just really worried about like meeting the upperclassmen because you hear all the stories. And personally for me, because I'm the older kid of the family, so I always feel like the guinea pig in life experiences. So yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
Well, I don't know. I thought it was pretty scary at first because like George, I didn't know anybody. I went to Pioneer and nobody really went there from my middle school. So I was basically like a loner also for like 2 weeks. But after that, it got better. But, I guess it was a scary feeling to just go in somewhere unknown.
Did anyone give you any advices before you went to high school?
No, they just said do your work.
Really? What about you?
For me, they didn't really say, just like be yourself, and then naturally you would make friends. Yeah.
Wait, what would you want to have known before you started high school?
Probably that it's not as scary as everyone said or everyone felt. Like, I don't know if it was the same for you too.
Yeah, it was the same for me. So how did you think, were you guys scared of anything in high school?
I wasn't really, I guess I was scared of the upperclassmen. I was kind of like, oh, I hope they really don't bully me. But the school I went to was like, it wasn't really that segregated, it was kind of like open. You could really be yourself there. So
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that these freshmen want to get more like tips on how their classes are. So Claire, tell me about how your classes were, like your teachers' workload, and during like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, how was your workload?
I was actually pretty busy in my freshman year because I signed up for a lot of classes. So then I had like zero period and then like some other like activities after school. And then, but I mean, I still had time to go on the computer and everything, so it was all right. And the teachers, they're like the course load is harder and it takes up more time. And you have more homework on the weekends, but you get used to it really easily.
What about you?
Well, for me, I was kind of a slacker my freshman year, to tell you the truth. So I didn't really pay attention much to the workload, which I kind of regret, because it made it harder at the end. I don't know, it was just kind of hard.
What about your teachers?
My teachers? Well, there was good teachers, but then again, there was an exception. There was that one teacher you hate. It's like, you don't really want to show up because of that teacher.
What did you think about your teachers?
My teachers, I just thought they were all like weirdos, because they I don't know, I guess coming into high school I thought everything was going to be easy, but if you hang around with the wrong crowd, it's not as easy as you think, so I guess that's what happened to me. So like I didn't really pay attention to my teachers, and I always thought, I was like, oh, these guys are boring, I don't want to go to school. But then, I don't know, I realized I shouldn't have done that, and yeah.
And also like teachers, like if you like them, it also depends on, which school and how much workload or which type of classes, like regular classes, honor classes, or AP classes that you guys take. So tell me about what kind of activities that you guys did at school, meaning not the classes, but such as clubs, sports, or any outside activities that you guys did. So let's start with George.
I didn't really do anything. I was just like a typical student. Went to school, went home, and that was about it. I wasn't really all involved in school
Mm-hmm.
because, like I said, I didn't really know anybody. So I was like, I'm trying to stay on my safe side.
Was that during freshman year?
Yeah, that was my freshman.
What
well, I
about-
didn't really do anything throughout the whole. To tell you the truth, I didn't really do anything. I don't
Just
know
kind of
why.
like did go to school, went home, go on the internet.
Yeah, I wasn't no computer or something. No, nothing like that. It was just I'd go to school, I'd come home and then do something at home, or just I don't know. I didn't really want to be at school,
Uh-huh.
so that was me.
What about you?
For me, activities, right? So I did sign up for some clubs at the beginning of the year, but then I actually later dropped out, which is something that I really regret because I feel like getting involved in like school activities and organizations really helped because you get to know more people, you get to interact with the upperclassmen and find out that they're really not that scary, and then it also looks good on your college apps later. I was really involved in speech and debate, and then that was a really good experience for me. It was a lot of work, but I learned so much. Yeah.
What about you?
So freshman and sophomore year, I pretty much didn't do anything either because it was so far from my house. Like Pioneer's like on the other side of town from my house. So I was like, what's the point of me staying after school if I'm not really gonna do anything? So then when I moved into Lincoln, I like realized that when you get into clubs and sports and stuff like that, then you start meeting people and you start to realize that high school is not the thing that people make it seem. Like, I don't know, I got involved in football and I got involved in volleyball and stuff like that, so that was pretty fun. And then I got involved in some like community service clubs also, but that was like senior year. That was like until senior when I realized I should have done that before. But,
Me too.
yeah.
As for me, when I started out, because I did some research ahead of time, so when I went into high school as a freshman, since our school we didn't have speech and debate club, so I decided to start a club. So I had to go contact the league, the president of the league, and also our school counselors to get help from people. And I ended up being the president, and I had to teach our students instead, but we're still, trying to start on that. And I did realize that throughout high school, sports and clubs, they do help a lot. Because definitely sports, it will also help interact with other people, know with a lot of other people. And also if you go to different clubs, such as community service clubs, events that you said, that you would have a lot of activities and service, so that's also good for your college apps. So what is some of the things that you would give to freshmen as tips?
You want to go first?
No, you go first.
Oh, okay. Well, honestly, first, don't do your work. Like, really do your work, because if you don't do if you procrastinate and stuff, like, all you're gonna do is like hurt yourself and stuff. And don't hang around with the wrong crowds, because they screw you over. Yeah.
Bring you down.
Like, I mean, I wish I could have like paid attention in school throughout my whole 4 years, because I would have been like going to 4-year college or whatever. But I mean, it's not bad to go to De Anza or something like that. But I'm just saying, if you could get into like a 4-year college or university right away, right after high school, that'd be great, because you get like financial aid and all this help. And then, I don't know, it's just like, do your work, man, and don't hang around with the wrong crowd.
What
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah, definitely make good friends and just enjoy your high school experience, because I don't know, I haven't been to college yet, but I have a feeling that it's going to be completely different from high school, and you just have a lot of fun, like when you make the right friends and then you go through the same experiences together and just work hard, and yeah, it'll pay off.
And of course, no one wants to make mistakes, but what was your biggest mistake in high school?
Oh, man.
Oh man, I could go on and on for a while.
Just talk
But
about
I
a
think
few.
one of my biggest mistakes was getting into the wrong crowd, because they do bring you down, Once I started noticing this, because I started hanging out with some people that I know I probably shouldn't have, and I started seeing my grades drop. But it was freshman year. I thought, it's freshman year, it's nothing really important. I could probably just work it off at the end, and it wasn't that easy, as I come to figure out. It was it was difficult. So it's like, don't procrastinate, and just be on top of your stuff.
What about you, Claire?
Yeah, definitely don't develop procrastination skills, because that really is the key of just going through high school like in a healthy way, because people start staying up really late and then you go to school and you can't pay attention. So, yeah.
What about you?
My biggest mistake? Yeah, I guess hanging around the wrong crowd and just procrastinating about my stuff, because I thought I was like, oh yeah, I'll do my homework like tomorrow or in the morning or something on my way to school, because I take the bus. And then I never did it because I was tired. I'd be like, nah, oh well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do
Just one
yeah.
thing.
Like if you start from something small and then it turns out to be this big old thing at the end of the year, and you're like, you see your grade and you're like, oh man, my mom's gonna kill me or something. Yeah. Just procrastination is bad.
So let's go around and really quick say one tip that you would want freshmen not to do. Yeah.
One tip, procrastination. Don't procrastinate. Do your stuff.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my advice too.
Well, I mean, I don't know about like something not to do, but I can tell you what to do. Get involved
Go
into
ahead.
school. Do your stuff and make sure you're right on top of things. And when you get involved, make sure you actually get involved, not just say you're in it just because of it.
Definitely. So basically, don't procrastinate. Don't hang out with the wrong people, but definitely enjoy high school. Have fun by getting involved in sports clubs or any activities. Just have fun. And so thank you all for coming here today. And we hope that all of these tips that they've given you and experiences will help you for high school for the next 4 years.